I don't know. I've never seen that mic. What you been doing? That makes sense. Yeah. And you already know a little bit. I mean, you're already dealing with that. It's not like you're. Since you're going to be I'm sure you'll learn something. Do that. I don't want him back to control. They don't need to know how much money I have. They don't need to know what none of that business. The government doesn't need to know any of that there. If I'm paying cash, okay. No, you know, talking about his time, control is any company, you'll have a market, you'll have to have
I thought you were going to get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you please stand and remove your hats, we'll have the playing of the national anthem.
Oh, where it say like line, mic, or channel. Oh, okay. Internal input one, input two. Okay.
Ballpark for this game. Game time temperature of 70 degrees with a south wind at 15 to 20. That's blowing out to left field. That's the predominant wind here at Bosque River Ballpark. Relative humidity of 46%. Another throw to first base. Diving back to the bag is Seahorn. Highlander outfield has Daniel Harden in left, Owen Smith in center, and Marcus Smith in right. On the infield, Cage McLeod is at first base. Sherman Johnson, the shortstop. Spencer Butt, the second baseman. McLean Helton at first. The 1-1. That is bunted, pushed up the first base side, but foul. Takes the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dayton LaChance doing the catching for the Highlanders in this one. Dayton now appearing in game number 101 of his Highlander career. He hasn't started every game, but he has played in every game that he could possibly have played in as a Highlander. The 1-2. Fly ball out toward center field. Coming on hard as a center fielder, Owen Smith, and he makes the running catch for out number 1. Sinking line drive, but Smith is able to chase it down for the first out. Seahorn goes back to first base. Brings Aiden Terry to the plate. He's a sophomore out of Lavon, Texas. Hitting .322 for the Eagles. And he has appeared in every game but one this year. From the left side, takes a pitch at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Second baseman Spencer Butt pinched over toward the bag at second, taking away the middle of the diamond. Curveball's in for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. With the lefty at the plate, though, if Terry is able to pull the ball, there's a lot of room in the 4-hole for that ball to get into right field. Another throw to first base, runs the runner back to the bag. No balls and 2 strikes. Wallace to his stretch. Misses the outside corner. Pretty good pitch on 0-2 there. Highlanders coming off a big come-from-behind victory on Monday. They met Coastal Bend in San Marcos for a single 9-inning game. Trailing 8-0 in that game going to the bottom of the 7th. They scored 11 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Added 8 more in the bottom of the 8th and walked it off 19-8. One and 2 the count. Seahorn reached on the arrow. He's at first base. The 1-2 pitch. That's hit in the air to left field. Daniel Harden, though, has it measured and makes the catch for out number 2. Couple of line drives to outfielders. Has stranded Seahorn at first base with 2 outs. Leaves it up to Jonathan Gonzalez to try to bring him home. Gonzalez, the first baseman, hitting in the 4 spot. Hitting .316. He's out of Kyle, Texas. From the left side. Takes the first pitch breaking ball. Low for ball 1. Swing and a miss over the top of the breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slider misses in. Shots gives a look for a back pick, but holds on to the ball. Shortstop Johnson shaded toward the bag at second, with the lefty at the plate. The 2-1. That's hit in the air to left field. Again, Daniel Harden going back this time. Reaches up and the ball is off of the top of his glove. runner from first is around third. He's on his way to the plate. And the Eagles have the 1-0 lead thanks to 2 errors in the same inning. It's a 2-base error on Harden that allows Gonzalez to reach second base. Seahorn comes all the way around for the 1-0 lead. Should have been out of the inning. Now here's the catcher, Luke Noanek. He's out of Dalworthington Gardens in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Takes the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Freshman that's hitting .319 on the year. He's collected 29 hits, 5 for extra bases. They're doubles. The 1-1. Slider hits the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wallace having to throw some extra pitches here in the first inning due to errors. Pitch is up, taken for a ball. Two balls, 1 strike. They appeal to first base. Mickey Cochran says he went. 2-2 the count. Deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second base. The pitch fouled off over the first base dugout. Another 2-2 offering. That's fouled off first base side over the bullpen. Noanek hanging tough. One more 2-2 pitch. That's hit in the air to left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Harden sold out on it, and it got by him all the way to the wall. Headed for third. The batter runner, here's the throw, and he's going to be out. Trying to stretch it into 3. Going to give him a double and an RBI. But he's thrown out 7-5 for the third out. Northeast, though, comes up with 2 runs. They do it on 1 hit. There was 2 Highlander errors, and there was nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the first with our score, Northeast Texas 2 and McLennan coming to bat. Starting on the mound for the Northeast Eagles, is Mason Wynn. This will be his 12th appearance of the year, his 9th start. He's got the most wins, tied for the most wins on the team with 4. He's also lost 2 and has a save. First batter he faces is shortstop Sherman Johnson, who takes a pitch for strike 1. Wynn has thrown 37 1/3 innings, given up 24 runs, 17 earned on 39 hits. He's walked 22 and struck out 33. Next pitch bounces in. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Opponent's hitting .295 off of Mason Wynn. He has a 4.10 earned run average to start the day. The lefty fires his 1-1 offering. It's lined into the gap in right center field for a base knock. Getting to it is the right fielder in a hurry, and an outstanding job by the right fielder, Braden Duff, to hold Sherman Johnson to just a single. Johnson has really picked up the hitting since we entered conference play. That base hit gives him an average of .279 on the year, but he's hitting .328 in conference action. Well, now here's the 2-hole hitter, Spencer Button. He watches the first pitch up high for ball 1. Spencer, 5'10", 165-pound freshman out of Davie, Florida, by way of Florida State. Lefty-lefty matchup. Pitch bounces off a home plate, and down to second base goes Daniel Harden on the wild pitch. Spencer has seen limited action because of a leg injury. This is just the 24th game for him to appear in this year. This is the Highlanders' 39th game of the year. He does not have enough at-bats yet or enough plate appearances to qualify as a team leader in any department, but he does have the best average on the team at .429. Out of his 27 hits, he's got 2 doubles and 3 home runs. He's picked up 21 RBI. Ahead in the count at 3 balls and no strikes. Pitch is low and inside, ball 4. So the Highlanders have their tying runs on here in the bottom of the first with nobody out. Spencer Butt collects his 30th walk of the year. Has 2 on with nobody out, and the hottest hitter in the lineup coming to the plate in Marcus Smith. 6 foot, 190-pound sophomore out of Harlem in New York. He's got the best average on the team at .365. He hits the first pitch high in the air to left field. Going back is the left fielder Regas at the wall looking up, and it's treetop tall and over the wall. A 3-run home run for Marcus Smith, and the Highlanders are on top at 3-2. Home run number 9 on the year for Marcus Smith. And RBIs 35, 36, and 37. And just that quickly, the Highlanders have captured the lead at 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on. Now here's Daniel Harden. Harden takes the first pitch, breaking ball high and inside for ball 1. Daniel's out of Prairieville, Louisiana. Headed to LSU next year. A 6'2", 205-pound sophomore. Pops this one up. It's going to get out of play behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. He leads the team in runs scored, 43. Now shares the team lead in home runs with 9. Hits this one through the 6-hole into left field for a base hit. So the Highlanders still have their hitting shoes on from Monday, apparently. Here's A.J. Goitia, a sophomore from Wesley Chapel, Florida. His first year, though, here at McLennan. 5'10", 190. Takes the first pitch for a strike, just under the letters on the outside third. A.J. hitting .325. 27 hits, includes 7 doubles and 6 home runs. He's picked up 31 RBI on the year. Breaking ball, that's a little looper out behind shortstop. It's going to fall in for a base knock. Texas League single for A.J. Goitia is the 4th hit of the frame for McLennan. So 2 on and nobody out. Now here's McLean Helton. Helton's a freshman from Cy Woods High School in Houston. 6'2", 185. He has used his bat to work his way into a starter's role at first base. He'll square to bunt, pulled back on a breaking ball that drops down for ball 1. McLean hitting .365. His 27 hits include 4 doubles and 3 home runs. He's picked up 16 RBI. Again, squares to bunt, bunts it up third base line, foul. Trying his best to make the third baseman field that and allow the runners to move up. Nobody out. Highlanders look like they want to play some fundamental baseball here. They've already taken the lead at 3-2. Swinging away, pops it into the screen behind home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Helton likes to hit the ball the opposite direction. The shortstop with the lefty at the plate is shaded over toward the bag at second. There's a lot of room in that 6 hole that he likes to shoot for. The 1-2. He lines this one off the chest of the first baseman on the bounce. He'll take it to first base. It works like the sacrifice, except it's going to go down as an official at bat for Helton on the 3 unassisted. Both runners now in scoring position for the top RBI guy on the team, Dayton LaChance. That's the reason why you try to move both of those runners into scoring position, with LaChance batting in the 7th spot. Leads the team in RBI with 25. He's among the top 10 in the country in junior college baseball with RBIs, and he lines this one into the glove of the left fielder, who throws into second base and doubles up the runner at second. That's an outstanding play by Luke Regas in left field to take that one off the top of the shoestrings and then fire it into second base to double up A.J. Goitia. So LaChance lines out on the double play, 7-4. The Highlanders in the first inning, they get 3 runs. They do it on 4 base hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. We've played 1, and our score is McLennan 3 and Northeast Texas 2. Braden Duff starts things for the Eagles here in the top half of the second inning. 6, 7, and 8 in the order to face Alex Wallace, who gave up a couple of runs on a hit and a couple of errors. Both runs were unearned in the first inning. The first pitch into Duff is inside for ball one. He's hometown product from Mount Pleasant High School there in Mount Pleasant, a sophomore. Takes a pitch that bounces outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Foul this over the backstop. As I mentioned, Highlanders are the team taking the week off from conference play. That's a line shot out to left field. Going back is Harden at the wall. It's over his head. He fields it off the wall, gets it back in, and steaming into second base with a double is Braden Duff. Duff collects his team-leading 9th double of the year. He's the tying run at second base here in the top half of the second for Jake Ferris, the center fielder at the plate. Ferris bunts it into the screen behind home plate. Ferris, a freshman from Lafayette, Louisiana. A tough target to throw strikes to at the plate. Swing and a miss, makes it 0-2. Ferris seeing action for the 35th time this year. He's hitting .301. Leads the team in triples with 4. A swing and a miss there. Wallace picks up his first strikeout of the game. Out number 1 here in the top half of the second. So 1 out, 1 on. Here's Paul Samaripa, the shortstop. Slider misses outside for ball 1. Samaripa from Hutton, Texas. A freshman hitting .220. 20 hits include 4 doubles. He's got 2 home runs and 15 RBI. Breaking ball's in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Samaripa. Checking on scores from the Region 5 North. Will the 1-1. This is down, 2 balls and 1 strike. Weatherford is the leading team in the conference. They're playing just up the road in Hill today and has an 8-1 lead on the Rebels in the top of the 6th inning. Popped up first base side. Well, Johnson's going to watch it get over the fence. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ranger playing at Vernon. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ranger with an 8-7 lead on the Chaparrals. Bottom of the 6th at Cisco. Temple has a 2-1 lead on the Wranglers. And then the bottom of the 4th, Grayson at home leads North Central 8-0. That's scores of the first game of doubleheaders today in Region 5 North. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball is dribbled up the third baseline, foul. Alex Wallace trying to work out of a leadoff double here in the top of the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss with a fastball. Put one up in his eyes that he couldn't get the bat to. Strikeout number 2 for Alex Wallace. Brings up the 9-hole hitter, John Kent. Kent out of Humble, Texas, Atascocita High School. He's a freshman hitting .250 for the Eagles so far. First pitch misses in for ball one. Out of the 15 hits he's collected this year, 2 are doubles. Trying to pick up his 15th RBI, standing out at second base with 2 outs. On the inside third at the knees for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. These two teams will complete this 4-game series on Saturday in Mount Pleasant. The 1-1. Off speed, right? Well, the pitcher lets it go. The second baseman, Spencer Butt, picks it up and throws him out. And that will end the inning. Leadoff double gets stranded at second base. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second with our score. McLennan 3 and Northeast 2. That ought to be nice and shook up now. Highlanders sent 7 batters to the plate in the first to score 3 runs on 4 hits, so it's 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order for the Highlanders here in the bottom of the second against Mason Wynn. 4-2 on the year with a .410 earned run average coming in. Wynn went to Lake Ridge High School in Mansfield, Texas. Lefty's first offering to McLeod is hit in the air to left field and deep, going back as a left fielder, and it's off the bottom of the wall. McLeod headed into second base, slides in with a double. Collects his 7th double of the year. He's at second base for Owen Smith. Smith, a sophomore out of Klein Hoke High School in Houston. 5'10", 190. High possibility he may be bunting here. Takes the first pitch up, a throw down to second base. McLeod was well off, but they get back in time. One ball, no strikes on the Highlander center fielder. Hitting .290 on the year. 20 hits include 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. Shows bunt again. Bunts it in the air. Easy play for the pitcher off the mound. 1 away. The idea is to get the ball on the ground. All right, so here's Sherman Johnson for the second time. He's singled, moved to second on a wild pitch, and scored on the 3-run home run by Marcus Smith. That single brings his average up to .273 on the year. So the guy was struggling at the plate to start the year. Pitch in for a strike. His average was under 100 at one point in the season, but now has it up to .279. Really turned it on in conference play at .328 in league action. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Got a veteran umpiring crew here today with Jerry Gouldsby behind the plate and Mickey Cochran out at first base. Apologize for not knowing who our third base umpire is. Like a local crew. There goes the runner to third base, and he'll be there safely. So McLeod steals third base. For McLeod, that's his 6th stolen base of the year in 7 tries. Now fly ball to the outfield brings home another run. Ground ball up to third base on the contact play, and McLeod's coming home. He'll be tagged out. So McLeod out 5-3 for the second out. Sherman at first base on the fielder's choice. 2 outs, runner at first base. Here's Spencer Butt. Spencer walked and scored his first time up. Swings at the first pitch, pops it out to shallow center field. Coming in as the shallow center fielder, Jake Ferris. He'll make the catch for the third out to retire the side. For McLennan in the second, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We played 2 in our scores. McLennan 3 and Northeast Texas 2.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this. You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
Both teams got a leadoff double in the second, but could not bring home that run. We're in the top half of the third inning, in the top of the order for the Northeast Texas Eagles. Boston Seahorn leads it off, followed by Luke Regas and then Aiden Terry. Seahorn reached on an error by the shortstop and scored his first time up. Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Out of Big Sandy, Texas, the freshman came in hitting .341 on the year. Leads the team in runs scored with 29, and also the team leader in hits with 43. Takes a breaking ball that stays inside around the shoulders. 2 balls and no strikes. Breaking ball just misses the outside corner. Seahorns only picked up 18 walks on the year, but he has more walks than strikeouts. 4-pitch walk here to start the third. That's the first free pass given up by Alex Wallace. Seahorn at first base again for Luke Regas. Regas flew out to center field his first time up. Throw to first base will chase Seahorn back to the bag. 9 of 10 in the stolen base department for Seahorn this year. Breaking ball is hit into center field on a line drive. Regas collects his first hit of the day. Sends the tying run out to second base to go ahead and run at first. Now here's the 3-hole hitter, Aiden Terry. Terry, a fly out to left field his first trip. may be bunting here. He does have 3 sacrifices on the year. He does square, bunts it foul. Highlanders had the first baseman charging on that. Kept the third baseman back even with the bag. With the left-hander at the plate. LaShawn sets up outside, pitches a ball. LaShawn thought about throwing down the second base. Shortstop Johnson was there, but decided better of the throw. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Eagles trying to at least tie the game or maybe recapture the lead here in the top of the third. A bunt out in front of the plate. LaShance's only play will be to first base. Outstanding job by Aiden Terry on the sacrifice. 2 to 4 on the putout. It was the second baseman, but holding or covering the first base. So the tying run just 90 feet away. Go ahead, run in scoring position. 1 out. Now here's John Gonzalez. Reached on an error in the outfield his first time up. Hits the first pitch on the ground to the first baseman, McLean Helton. He'll outrace the batter runner to the bag, but coming home to score is Boston Seahorn, and we're all tied at 3 apiece. RBI for Gonzalez is number 28 on the year. Two outs. Here's the catcher, Luke Noanek. Swings at the first pitch changeup. No balls, 1 strike. He doubled home a run, but was thrown out trying to stretch it into a triple. Double was the 6th of the year for the freshman out of the Metro Mess. Hits this one inside, just outside the bag at third. Line drive that got by McLeod, but it landed outside the lines. No balls and 2 strikes on Luke Noanek. His double was his 6th of the season. Brought his average up to 326. 0-2 offering. Fouled off over the screen, first base side. Regas the runner at third. Pitch misses out. Wallace trying to keep that go-ahead run at third base here. Breaking ball is fouled off. Nice job at the plate by the Eagles catcher to hold the hands back and try to pull the big trigger on that slow curveball. Fastball hitting the air down the left side. It is slight curving off in the corner. Harden can't get to it. It's a foul ball. Count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and a runner at third base. Here in the top half of the third inning. We're scheduled to play 7 here in the first one. Breaking ball breaks below the zone. Now we got 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Line drive down the right side is slicing off in foul territory, and at fair territory is where it's caught by Marcus Smith on a nice running catch. Just was inside the line, so he took away extra bases from Noanek with that catch. Northeast in the third gets a run. They do it on one base hit, and leadoff walk comes back to haunt. No errors, and one runner left on base. Head to the bottom of the third with a new score. It's Northeast Texas 3 and McLennan 3.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of it.
Soldier. All the pretty girls stand up. All the pretty boys stand up.
Pretty boys in the building.
This right here is my swag. All the girls are on me. Damn. Everybody pay attention. This right here is my pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Boy swag. Pretty boy swag. Pretty boy swag.
3, 4, and 5 for McLennan here in the bottom half of the third inning. Marcus Smith starts it, followed by Daniel Harden and A.J. Goitia. Smith gave the Highlanders the lead in the first with a 3-run home run. His 9th of the year, which ties him for the team lead. He now has 37 RBIs. Average up to 372 on the year now. Takes the first pitch, breaking ball for a strike. Sophomore out of New York, appearing in his 57th game as a Highlander, 43rd start, a .319 career average with McLennan. Takes a pitch high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. 46 career hits now for Marcus Smith. 12 of those are doubles. The home run was the 11th of his career. A 1-1. Another breaking ball that stays high and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch misses down. Marcus also leads the team in walks received at 33. Has the top slugging percentage at .753, top on base percentage at .552. Fouls the pitch off. It was breaking ball inside, and he got around on it. Count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. In the outfield for the Eagles, you got Lou Rodriguez in left, Jake Ferris in center, Brandon Duff in right. 3-2 pitch on its way from Mason Wynn. Fly ball to right field, going back as the right fielder at the wall. He reaches up and makes the catch. Nice job of running that one down by Brandon Duff as Marcus Smith tried to go opposite field. 1 out. Now here's Daniel Harden, who singled his first time up but was left stranded at third base. Checked his swing on an off-speed curveball. I think it's a strike on its own merit. No balls and 1 strike. Game number 100 for Daniel Harden to play in for his Highlander career. His 97th career start. Takes the pitch up high. He's now collected 101 hits. 20 of those are doubles, 3 triples, and 17 career home runs. The 1-1, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. On the infield for the Eagles, Boston Seahorn at third. Paul Samaripa's the shortstop. John Kent at second base. John Gonzalez at first. Luke Noanek doing the catching. The 2-1. Breaking ball that Bounced in front of the plate. 56-foot curveball. Takes the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. Barton leads the team in runs scored, tied for the home run lead at 9, and also leads the team in being hit by the pitch with 11 times. He fouled off that pitch to keep it full at 3-2. Trying to become a 1-out base runner here in the third in a tie game at 3 apiece. Fouled that one off, got under it, went straight to the backstop. Multi-sport athlete in high school in Prairieville, Louisiana. The 3-2. Got under that one, went after a pitch. It was up around his shoulders. It goes out to center field where Ferris will squeeze it for out number 2. Brings up the designated hitter, A.J. Goitia. He singled his last time up. Took his average up to 333 on the year. His 28th hit of the year now. Takes a pitch low and inside for ball 1. Highlanders take the week off from conference play this week. Next week they get the league leaders, the Weatherford Coyotes. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. That one catches the outside third on Goitia, just below the belt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Head coach Tyler Johnson coaches at third for the Highlanders. Assistant coach P.J. Carmichael at first. The 2-1. Breaking ball misses down. 3 balls and 1 strike. Went after a pitch low and inside. Slices it down the right side. The wind's going to keep it into fair territory, and it falls in fair, and Goitia is just going to go lazily into second base with a Texas League double. Second hit of the game for Goitia and his 8th double of the year. Gives an opportunity for the Highlanders to take the lead with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Clayne Helton at the plate, grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. Lefty at the plate has the shortstop covering the bag at second. First pitch is inside corner for a strike. Helton with 27 hits on the year, 4 doubles, 3 home runs. His next RBI will be his 17th. Pitch too high. 1-1 to count. The 1-1. Breaking ball gets away from the catcher. Goitia going down to third base, and he'll slide in safely. On a wild pitch. Second wild pitch uncorked by Mason Wynn. Go ahead run 90 feet away now. Helton had the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Lays off of that breaking ball and bounces at the plate. 3-1 to count now. Wynn has walked only 1 in the game so far, but that walk came back to score on him.
Find a way.
Inside for ball 4. 18th walk for Helton to receive this year. Runners at the corners for Dayton LaChance. He lined out into a double play in left field his first time up on a fantastic job by Luke Regas to take one off of his shoestrings and then throw into second base to double up the runner there. Takes the first pitch low for ball one. Dayton hitting .342 in his career here at McLennan. He's collected 128 career hits. Fouls that one over the first base dugout. One ball, one strike on the Highlander catcher out of Sherbrooke, Quebec. 6'4", 240 sophomore, headed to Oklahoma next year. There goes the runner from first. The fat pitch is swung on and fouled off of our home plate umpire, Jerry Goolsby. Catcher going to walk out to the pitcher and give our umpire a chance to shake that one off. Jerry's been calling baseball in the Central Texas area for probably 40 years. He was calling high school ball back when I was calling high school ball. That was 20 years ago. He says, let's play ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs and runners at the corners. Helton will draw a throw to first base. He's back standing. Sean's trying to give the Highlanders the lead here. Takes a pitch down. That skitters away from the catcher, but not far enough for Helton to move down. Had he been on the run, he probably would have got there safely. But now we got Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Fouled off the breaking ball. Got on top of it. Protected the at-bat. Leads the team in hits with 51. Tied for the team lead in home runs in 9. Team leader in RBIs with 52. Another throw to first base. Helton puts a hand back on the back corner of the bag. Come back safely. Again, just protecting at the plate. Fouling off the pitch. It might have been ball 3, but he's not going to let the umpire take his at-bat away. Pops this one up on the infield. Third baseman gets under it. Seahorn makes the catch. Well, the third out to retire the side. McLennan in the third gets no runs on a hit. There was no errors. There was 2 runners left on base. We played 3 in our scores. McLennan 3 and Northeast Texas 3.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
My name is Emily Adams. I'm the marketing director for the Texas Asphalt Pavement Association. We are here at our 3rd annual MAPS conference at the Waco Convention Center in beautiful Waco, Texas. I think the event has exceeded all of our expectations. We had an amazing turnout and great sessions and nothing but positive feedback. So this is our first conference in a convention center, and I'm used to working with hotels where there's like one person to talk to for everything. And so at the last minute, we realized we needed audio and video services. And so I contacted Lighthouse Streaming and Audio, and they were very quick to respond. They were able to, even though it was the last minute, they were able to fit us into their schedule.
Highlander starter Alex Wallace has thrown 53 pitches through the first 3 innings. He's given up 3 runs, only 1 earned. On just 3 base hits, he's walked 1 and struck out a couple. Leading it off for the Eagles here in the 4th is Brandon Duff. Braden Duff, the right fielder. He doubled his first time up. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. That double was his 9th of the year, now hitting .314 on the season. Gets hit by the pitch. Turned the shoulder on a breaking ball that didn't have a lot of break to it. Hit by a pitch for the 8th time this year. Duff's the leadoff base runner. The Eagles have had their leadoff runner on base in every inning so far. Parlayed that into a run twice. Pitching coach Peter Stark out to talk with the pitcher Alex Wallace and the defense. Quick visit on the mound with Peter Stark. Not only do they talk over maybe exactly what Alex Wallace needs to do, but maybe talked over some strategy here with Jake Ferris at the plate. Ferris struck out his first time up. Lefty squares the bunt, pulls back with a pitch down low. He does bunt it up the first base side. Was he hit by the ball as he came out of the backs? Jerry Goolsby is asking for help, I think. That's what Tyler Johnson wants. So Jerry going to go out and meet with his other umpires as to whether or not Ferris was out of the box when the ball hit him coming up the first base line. If so, he's out. If not, it's just a strike. It's a foul ball is what the call is. Tyler Johnson is not real happy with the non-call there, and I think the third base umpire just threw him out.
You can't throw him out for that.
Yeah, well, Tyler Johnson's gone. Non-conference, not going to matter a whole lot. He'll go to the locker room and watch our live stream on TV. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Again, he squares the bunt. This one's fair ball. Alex Wallace off the mound, throws to first base and punches him out. He's out at first base. 1-3 for the out there. Sacrifice works to put the go-ahead run at second base with 1 out. And that is the first sacrifice for Ferris this year. Now here's Sam Aripa, who struck out his first time up. Breaking ball in for a strike. Tyler Johnson not real happy with the umpiring crew, not calling that a out at the plate. Gets tossed for discussing it a little too vehemently. Ground ball to the second baseman, Spencer Butt. He'll throw to first base and get the out there. 2 away now, runner at third base as Duff moves up on the ground out. Brings up the 9-hole hitter John Kent, who grounded out the second baseman his last time up. First pitch misses for ball 1. Kent hitting .246 at this at bat. Pitch misses down. 2 balls and no strikes. Wallace had a game at Ranger where he gave up a bunch of runs in the first inning on a bunch of hits. That's in for a strike. 2-1 to count. But after that, he ended up no-hitting Ranger for the next 4 innings, and the Highlanders came back and won the game. Pitch is fouled into the screen behind home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Wallace once again trying to strand the go-ahead run at third base. He did that back in the 3rd inning. That 2-2 pitch. Swung and missed for strike 3. Wallace picks up his 3rd strikeout of the game. 4 Northeast in the 4th. They get no runs on no hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. Head to the bottom of the 4th. We're tied. McLennan 3 and Northeast Texas 3.
My name is Emily Adams. I'm the marketing director for the Texas Asphalt Pavement Association. We are here at our 3rd annual MAPS conference at the Waco Convention Center in beautiful Waco, Texas. I think the event has exceeded all of our expectations. We had an amazing turnout and great sessions and nothing but positive feedback. So this is our first conference in a convention center, and I'm used to working with hotels where there's like one person to talk to for everything. And so at the last minute, we realized we needed audio and video services. And so I contacted Lighthouse Streaming and Audio, and they were very quick to respond. They were able to, even though it was the last minute.
Has thrown 56 pitches through the first 3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 5 hits. Walked a couple and struck out nobody so far. 8-9-1 for McLennan in the bottom of the 4th. Gage McLeod starts it off. First pitch he saw, he doubled. Stole 3rd, but was thrown out trying to score on a ground ball on the infield. 6', 195-pound freshman out of China Spring. Team leader in triples with 3. The double was the 7th of the year. He's got 28 hits now, and 16 of them are for extra bases, and he watches a first pitch strike. Pitch low and away, 1-1. Wind continues to blow out to left at about 15 to 20. You don't necessarily feel it in the stands because of the 300-foot cliff that's just behind the ballpark here. Swing and a miss. 1-2. But once you get out past second base, that's when you start to feel the wind on the field. Saw with Marcus Smith's home run in the first, you get it up in the wind, it'll carry it out. Fouled off a little early on that swing, got it off the end of the bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 4th. We're all tied up between the Eagles and the Highlanders. First game of a doubleheader here at Bosque River Ballpark in Waco. Off speed, misses inside. Catcher, Nonek, tries to frame it up. Doesn't get the call. 2-2 the count. Checked his swing on the pitch up. They appealed to third base. They said he did not go. So it's full at 3-2. McLeod has worked 27 walks this year, been hit 8 times. So he's got more free bases than strikeouts. He has struck out 31 times. The payoff pitch, outside, ball 4. Works his 28th walk of the year. walk issued by Wynn. It's a leadoff walk. Owen Smith swings and foul tips the first pitch for strike one. Owen is a sophomore who's hitting .302 in his career here at McLennan. Deep in the box on the right side. Takes a pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. He's now collected 54 hits in his Highlander career. 9 are doubles, 2 triples, 6 career home runs, 57 career RBIs, and 54 career runs scored. Fouls this one over the screen, first base side. Takes the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cloud with his lead from first. Pitch is again fouled off into the screen behind home plate. Stays at 1 and 2. Off speed on the ground to the shortstop. He backhands his throw to first base. Will be in time to get Owen Smith for the first out. Well, McLeod moves up to second base. He represents the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 4th. Now back to the top of the order and Sherman Smith. Excuse me. I'll get it right. Sherman Johnson. Singleton scored in the first. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Takes the first pitch curveball for a strike. Team leader in doubles with 10. Also among the team leaders in triples with 3. Top base stealer with 10. Another breaking ball. This one misses out. No balls and 2 strikes. He's out of Conyers, Georgia, by way of Dallas Baptist. He's headed to Arkansas after he finishes up here at McLennan. Pitch is down, 2-1. Of course, Arkansas coached by former McLennan Highlander, Dave Van Horn. He's had an outstanding coaching career after a short time playing in the minor leagues. The pitch misses outside. Van Horn went from McLennan to Arkansas. Matter of fact, one of his first head coaching jobs was in the junior college ranks at Texarkana Junior College in Texas. The 3-1. That's lined into left field for a base hit. The runner from second is headed for home. Here comes the relay throw. It's not going to be made. RBI single for Sherman Johnson, and the Highlanders are back on top at 4-3. RBI number 23 on the year for Sherman Johnson. Owen Smith scores a run for the 26th time this year. Pitch is outside to Spencer Butt for ball 1. Walked and scored in the first. Flew out to end the second inning, his second time up. Throw over to first base to keep Johnson close. Again, I mentioned Johnson has 10 stolen bases on the year in 12 attempts. He's got a big lead at first base, challenging that left-hander. Pitch is low and outside. 2 balls, or is it 1 ball and no strikes? That's 2-0 is what Jerry Goolsby tells us. Really good lead for Johnson at first. Breaking ball, that gets away from the catcher, and Johnson's going to just cruise down to second base in the pass ball. Now he's in scoring position for Spencer, who has 21 RBIs on the year. Off speed on the inside corner for a strike. Wynn has seemed to rely on his off-speed breaking stuff against the Highlanders today. Has struck out nobody, but just allowing his defense to do the work. 2-2 pitch. Way high. Had to get the noggin out of the way of that one. It goes full. First base is open. Highlanders have put one in already thanks to a leadoff walk. Pitch called, third strike on the inside corner. Spencer Butt goes down looking. First strikeout for Mason Wynn. Second out of the inning. Leaves it up to Marcus Smith to try to add more to the scoreboard. It's just the 8th time this year that Spencer Butt has struck out. That's against 30 walks. He's a good contact guy. Just a disagreement on the strike zone there between he and the home plate umpire. The runner from second heads for third, and he has it stolen easily. Sherman Johnson with his 11th stolen base of the year. He got that one off the pitcher. Count of 1 ball and no strikes on Marcus Smith. Breaking ball on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slow roller up the third base side, going to be foul. Got the top of the ball.
Come on, Marcus. Find a way.
Marcus looking for career RBI number 57. He's got 37 this year. Thanks in part to that 3-run homer in the first. Lines this one on a hop to the second baseman. Nice pickup by John Kent. He'll throw to first base to retire Smith and the Highlanders here in the 4th. But they come up with 1 run. They do it on 1 base hit. No errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. We played 4 in our scores. McLennan 4 and Northeast Texas 3.
The Eagles in the top half of the 15th will be number 7, Boston Seal.
Top of the order for the Northeast Texas Eagles here in the top half of the 5th inning. Austin Seahorn facing the starter Alex Wallace, who has thrown 65 pitches through 4 innings. The first pitch breaking ball is swung and a miss for strike 1. Do have a final from one of the games from Region 5 North from earlier today. First game of a doubleheader. Ground ball up the third base side. They're just going to see if it'll roll foul, and sure enough, it will. In the first game in Hillsboro, Weatherford wins by a score of 9-2 over the Hill Rebels. And it looks like Cisco has scored in the bottom of the 8th in the extra inning to beat Temple by a score of 4-3. double check that one before I say anything further about that. Ranger with an 11-7 lead on Vernon, at Vernon. Pitch misses out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They're in the top half of the 7th there with Ranger on top 11-7 and still batting in the top of the 7th. 2-2 pitch is up. Goes full at 3-2. Seahorn reached on an error and scored in the first, walked and scored in the third. Fouls this one off, first base side out of play. Seahorns now scored a team-leading 31 runs on the year. Top hit collector at 43. Again, fouls it off just above the on-deck circle on the first base side. Another 3-2 pitch, breaking ball again, fouled off. Seahorn battling at the plate.
Right here, Wally.
Running up the pitch count on Wallace here in the 5th. That one hits him. Seahorn in that leadoff spot has been on base all 3 times, and basically all 3 times on freebies. An error, a walk, and a hit batter. Third time he's been hit by a pitch this year. Tying run on base with nobody out here in the 5th. Here's Luke Regas. 1 for 2 with a fly out to center field and a single. Regas from Waxahachie, Texas. Grounds it just inside the bag at third. Runner from first going to be held at third. It's a double for Luke Regas. Top of the order is doing very well against Alex Wallace. Now Peter Stark, the pitching coach for the Highlanders, is headed out to the mound to have a conversation. A lot of this may be a defensive discussion, but I also got a feeling it may be the end of the game for Alex Wallace. And we're going to get a new pitcher. Looks like we got Ty Wade coming out of the bullpen. Alex Wallace going to leave the game after throwing 75 pitches. And taking over on the hill is Ty Wade. Wallace goes 4 innings plus a couple of batters. Has given up just 3 runs, and only one of those is earned. That's off of 4 hits now. Having walking only 1, he hit 2 and struck out 3. Now Ty Wade on the hill for the Highlanders. Wade, a two-way player. 6'2", 225 freshman out of Texarkana, Arkansas. This will be his 7th appearance of the year. No wins with a loss and no saves. In 6 innings pitched, he's given up 3 runs, just 2 of those earned on 6 hits. Walked 6 and struck out 7. Opponents hitting .240 off of Wade, who has a 3.00 earned run average. on to face Aiden Terry with the tying run at third, go-ahead run at second here in the top half of the fifth inning. Terry is 0 for 1 with a fly out to left and a sacrifice. Part of that meeting on the mound may have also been a defensive decision as to what to do if this gentleman decides to bunt. First pitch is in for a strike. But Terry in the 3 spot. Doubt he's bunting, though he did bunt earlier in the game. Wade's pitch is fouled off first base side. And the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Eagles have had base runners in every inning. Leadoff base runner in every inning so far. Pitch is up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. First inning, the leadoff batter reached on an error. Leadoff double in the second, leadoff walk in the third, hit by the pitch to lead off the fourth, and a hit by the pitch to lead off the fifth here. The 1-2 pitch, poked foul over the third base dugout. Stays at 1-2. Got a second game of the doubleheader coming up about 30 minutes after the completion of this one. The 1-2. That's lined to the shortstop. Nice leaping grab by Sherman Johnson. He timed that leap just perfect to rob Aiden Terry of possibly 2 RBIs. Terry may want to file a police report after that one. Had a base hit stolen from him there. Now here's Jonathan Gonzalez. First pitch hacking, he fouls it off third base side. He reached on a 2-base error in left field in the first and scored. Got an RBI ground out in the third. He might be 0 for 2, but he has scored a run and produced a run. Lines this one in the left field. That will fall in for a base hit. Runner from second or third will score. Runner from second being held. A second RBI in the game for Jonathan Gonzalez. We're once again tied at 4-4. Be the 4th run off of Alex Wallace. He's still responsible for Luke Regas at third base. Now here's the catcher, Luke Noenek. Doubled homer run in the first, flew out to right field on a fine running catch by Marcus Smith to end the third inning. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Eagles got 2 in the first. Highlanders grabbed 3 in the bottom of the inning. Eagles tied it with a run in the third. Highlanders took the lead again in the fourth with a run, but now the Eagles have tied it here in the top of the fifth in a seesaw battle. Wade trying to coax a double play ball. Pitch is upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Highlanders started the day ranked 20th in the nation in the latest junior college poll as released by the National Junior College Office. Squares to bunt, bunts it up the first base side on a safety squeeze. They'll throw to first base to get the out. And the Eagles have the lead. Nice job by Noenek to put down the safety squeeze. Retired 1-3. Regas comes in to score. Second RBI of the game for Noenek. Gonzalez moves down to second base. Now here's Braden Duff. He hits the first pitch into center field for a base hit. Runner from second will score. RBI single. for Braden Duff. His first RBI of the game, his second hit of the game. And a 3-run fifth for the Eagles. They take a 6-4 lead. That'll close the book on Alex Wallace. He's going to give up 5 runs. 3 of those earned. There goes the runner. The throw down is in plenty of time. The tag is not in time, though. Good slide by Braden Duff to the back of the bag. He was able to beat the throw. Wade steps off and wants a new pitch clock here. Jake Ferris at the plate, swings over the top of a breaking ball for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ferris sacrificed his last time up. That did not work into a run for the Eagles. He's also struck out, so he's 0 for 1 in the game. Fouls that one off. Goes to 1 and 2. And a foul off by Ferris. Stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Come on now, finish it.
Ground ball back to the pitcher. Wade gets to first base in time for the out. But the Eagles come up with 3 runs. They do it on 3 base hits. No Highlander errors. 1 runner left on base. Head to the bottom of the 5th with a new score. It's Northeast Texas 6 and McLennan 4. Middle of the order for McLennan here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Now trailing by 2 at 6-4. 4-hole hitter Daniel Harden leads it off, followed by A.J. Goitia and then McLean Helton. Harden singled in the first inning, flew out to center field in the 3rd. Takes the first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Mason Wynn still on the mound for the Eagles. That was pitch number 84 in the game for the left-handed starter. A swing and a miss on a breaking ball. I think he was expecting fastball and got another breaker. 0-2. Wynn has been pretty much sticking with the off-speed breaking stuff in this game against McLennan. The 0-2. Bounces it at the plate. One-two pitch on the ground to the second baseman. Kent fields and throws. Harden retired 4-3 to start the fifth. Now here's A.J. Goitia. 2 for 2 with a single and a double, but has been left stranded on the base paths both times. Over the top of a breaking ball. That's a nice late break on that pitch for Mason Wynn. Right now, nobody working in the bullpen for the Eagles. His Wynn is somewhere around 90 pitches in his start. The 0-1. Another breaking ball. That makes the strike zone on the outside third. 0-2. Little looper out toward right field, but the right fielder was playing shallow, and Braden Duff comes in to make the catch for out number 2. Two up and two down here in the Highlander fifth. And McLean Helton steps up to the plate. Helton is grounded out to first and walked. Jumps on the first pitch and fouls it into the screen above the Highlander dugout.
Work it out.
Game 39 of the year, 28th game for Helton to appear in. Takes a pitch outside, I guess. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball, catches the inside corner. Now Helton has to protect. Wynn looking for his first 3 up, 3 down inning. That's a shot on 1 hop to the shortstop. Samaripa has it. His throw low to first base, but it's scooped out by Gonzalez. And it is a 1-2-3 fifth for the Highlanders. We head to the 6th with our score. Northeast Texas 6 and McLennan 4. Ty Wade threw 16 pitches coming out of the bullpen to relieve the starter, Alex Wallace. Again, Wallace went the first 4 innings plus a couple of batter and ends up giving up 5 runs, 3 earned on just 4 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 3. And now, it's the pitcher of record for the loss. Well, Samaripa leads it off for the Eagles here in the top half of the 6th inning. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out to second his last time up. Pops this one up. Going to get out of play. Might even hit the roof. Yep, missed the roof. He struck out his first time up. First at bat against the right-hander Ty Wade. This misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, this is game 1 of 2 here in Waco. Second game will begin about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Samaripa takes a wave and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just down with that one. What has helped the Eagles in this one is getting that leadoff batter on base. They've done it in every inning so far. Foul tipped into the mitt for strike 3. That's the first strikeout for Ty Wade, 4th strikeout for Highlander pitching. And the first time that the Highlanders have retired the leadoff batter to lead off an inning. Second time that Samaripa's been out on strikes. Now here's the 9-hole hitter, John Kent. He fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Kent 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a strikeout. Takes a pitch a bit high. Kent, like Ferris, not an easy target at the plate. Pops this one up. It's going to, Dayton LaChante's going to give it a look, but it's going to get out of play. One ball and 2 strikes on the 9-hole hitter. Second baseman Jonathan Kent. Lines this one out in the right field. Marcus Smith coming in hard, tries to make a shoestring catch, can't come up with it. Owen Smith backs it up and gets it back into the infield, but we're going to give a double to Jonathan Kent. Marcus did all he could to come up with that one, but could not take it off the top of the turf. So 1-out double. 5th hit of the game. Make that the 7th hit of the game for the Eagles. And the top of the order coming to the plate. 3rd double of the year for Jonathan Kent. Seahorn has been on all 3 times and scored 3 times. And hits this one into the 4-hole. Spencer Butt gets to it. His throw to first base is in time to get the out. Runner moves over to third base. First time that the Highlanders have kept Seahorn off the base pass. Kent's now at third base with 2 outs. Leaves it to Luke Regas to try to bring him home. Regas takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. He's 2 for 3 in the game. Doubled his last time up and scored. Hits this one on the ground, but outside the bag at third. Fly out to center in the first, singled in the third, but left stranded at third base, and then doubled in the 5th and scored. Two balls and 1 strike now on the Eagles left fielder, Luke Regas. Hitting .410 on the year now. 2-1 is popped up. Shallow left field. That's in no man's land, basically, and it's a center fielder. Owen Smith, who calls and makes the catch for the 3rd out to retire the side, hit high enough in the air that it hung up there. Northeast in the 6th gets no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th with our score. Northeast Texas 6 and McLennan 4. New pitcher for the Northeast Eagles as McLennan comes to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Taking over on the hill is the right-hander J.J. Rickard, a sophomore from Lake Ridge High School in Mansfield. Takes over for the starter Mason Wynn, who went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs earned on 7 hits. He walked 3 and struck out 1 and threw 94 pitches. So now J.J. Rickard on, facing the bottom third of the Highlanders order. And the first pitch to Dayton LaChance is a slider that misses down low for ball 1. Rickard, his 17th appearance on the year. That's the most by any Eagles pitcher. A win, a loss, and 4 saves. Another slider misses inside this time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, this is the guy they want on the mound at the end of the game. Maybe they're looking to get 6 outs out of him here against the Highlanders with a 2-run lead. Big swing and a miss by LaChance. Takes the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Rickard has thrown 21 1/3 innings, allowing 25 runs, 20 earned on 31 hits. He's walked 12 and struck out 14. Popped up first base side. Wind might keep it in play. It comes down in play and nobody can get to it. Opponent's hitting .348 off of Rickard. He has an 8.44 earned run average. But again, he's the team leader in saves with 4 and the team leader in appearances, his 17th. Trying to preserve a win for Mason Wynn. Be his 5th of the year if they can hold on to this 6-4 advantage. LaChance hits this one toward the gap in right field. The right fielder, Duff, going back at the warning track, will make the catch for out number 1. So it's now 0 for 3 in the game. Now here's Cage McLeod. Walked and scored his last time up. Doubled and left stranded in the 2nd inning when he led off that frame with the double. Hitting .289 on the year. Jumps on the first pitch and fouls it into the screen above the Highlander dugout. The 0-1. Again fouled off. Straight back this time, 0-2. off a pitch that was below the zone. .594 slugging percentage for McLeod so far this year with 6 doubles, 3 triples, and 6 home runs. Fouls this one off. It's going to slice toward the batting cages. Off speed, just misses outside. Tried to nudge the corner with that one. It fills up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 6th. We're scheduled to play 7 in this first one. The 2-2. Again, fouls it off. Fills it up at 3-2. McLeod has fought to fill it up. Tanner Rockwell, assistant coach, now coaching at third base after Tyler Johnson made an exit earlier in the contest. The 3-2. High and away, ball 4. McLeod works the walk. Second time he's walked in this game. First walk given up by Rickard. 4th walk issued by Eagles pitching. Now here's the 9-hole hitter, Owen Smith. Owen's 0 for 2 with a bunt that he popped up to the pitcher and a ground out to the shortstop. Takes the first pitch. Low for ball 1. McLeod, if he gets the notion, could take off for second base. Pitch misses. 2-0. Bottom of the order, trying to set the table for the guys at the top here in the bottom of the 6th. Not much of a lead for McLeod at first. Pitch is popped up behind home plate. It's going to get out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, on Monday when the Highlanders went to San Marcos to meet Coastal Bend, they trailed 8-0 going to the bottom of the 7th inning and scored 11 runs in that 7th inning to end up winning by a score of 19-8. Fly ball out to right field. Right fielder shading his eyes from the sun. Nice job by Duff to come up with the catch there for out number 2. So now Sherman Johnson steps up to the plate. The leadoff batter is 2 for 3 in this one. That has brought his season average up to 283. Now 32 hits on the year, 10 are doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. .6'2", 165 freshman. Pitch on the outside corner at the belt for a strike. Johnson missed the first series of the year with an injury. He's played in every game since. Takes a pitch low and away. 2-1. Tying run at the plate. But 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. On a hop to the third baseman. That's why they call it the hot corner. Seahorn able to handle it and throws Johnson out for the 3rd out to retire the side. McLennan in the 6th, no runs, no hits. There was no errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the 7th with our score, Northeast Texas 6 and McLennan 4. New pitcher warming up for the Highlanders as the Eagles come to bat in the top of the 7th. Third pitcher of the game for the Highlanders is Gage Goldman, a 6'6", 220-pound freshman out of Victoria East High School down in Victoria, Texas. Taking over for Ty Wade, who went 2 innings in relief for the starter, Alex Wallace. In those 2 innings, he gave up a run that was earned on 2 hits. Walked nobody, struck out 1. Now it's Gage Goldman trying to get the Eagles out here in the top half of the 7th inning. His 9th appearance of the year. He's had 2 starts. He's got a win and a loss, but no saves. 14 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 17 runs, 16 are earned on 21 hits. He's walked 14, struck out 22. Opponent's hitting .328 off of Goldman, trying to improve a earned run average of 10.40. Hayden Terry takes the first 2 pitches. 1 is a ball, 1 is a strike. He's 0 for 2 in the game with a couple of flyouts and a sacrifice. Dropped his season average to .317 with that 0 for 2. Popped up over toward the first base dugout. It'll get into the dugout, out of play. Again, pop-ups to the right side of the diamond. Might stay in the field once they get up above the lights. That wind catches them and could keep them in. But don't give up on something. Goldman to the stretch. And the 1-2 is up high. Two balls, 2 strikes. Let loose a fastball, left it up and out. Goes through a full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to keep the leadoff runner off the base paths. The payoff, ball 4. 7 innings in 6 of the 7. The Eagles have had their leadoff batter aboard. An error in the first, a double in the second, a walk in the third, a hit by pitch in the fourth, a hit by pitch in the fifth, and now a walk in the 7th. 6th inning, Samaripa led off with a strikeout. That's the only time the Highlander pitching staff has kept the leadoff batter off base. First pitch into the first baseman, Jonathan Gonzalez, on the inside corner for a strike. Gonzalez reached on an error and scored in the first, had an RBI ground out in the third, singled home a run and scored in the 5th. Off speed is hit softly toward the first base side. Goldman can't pick it up and everybody's going to be safe. That's a play where the first baseman pretty much has to take charge and let Goldman cover the bag. But Goldman seemed to think he could make the backhand pickup and could not. And that's going to bring a conference out on the mound with pitching coach Peter Stark. They almost want to. Well, I think they are given the 3rd error of the game against the Highlanders on that. Highlanders had a 3-2 lead after the first. The Eagles tied it in the 3rd with a run. Highlanders back in front 4-3 with a run in the 4th. But a 3-run 5th is what put the Eagles on top now at 6-4. And threatening to get more here in the top half of the 7th inning with 2 on and nobody out. Just observing the Highlanders through 39 games, seems like any time that the opponent gets runners at first and second with no out, there's usually a pitcher's conference, and a lot of that was also a defensive conference to discuss what you do on double steals, bunts, any number of situations here. Third baseman McLeod creeping in looking for a bunt. He'll throw to second base just to see if the batter at the plate would tip his hand. The catcher, Luke Noanek, did sacrifice his last time up on a safety squeeze. He does square the bunt, bunts it up the third base side, and it's going to finally go foul. Highlanders kept the third baseman at third base. He was not charging on the play. So McLeod was not charging on that, not trying to make the play. He was staying back just in case they could get the out at third base. McLeod did not have his communicator on. They got him the communicator so he knows what pitch is coming up and what is needed to expect. Corner's pinching in, looking for the bunt again. He does square and bunts it in the air to the backstop. 0-2. Highlanders working hard here, trying to keep the Eagles from adding to a 2-run lead here in the 7th. Bunts it, third base side. Goldman lets it go between him and McLeod, and they miscommunicated, and everybody's safe. Well, the bases are full. They're going to call that an infield single, a bunt single for Noanek to load him up. And here's Braden Duff. He is 2 for 2 in the game with a double and a single. Another discussion on the mound, this time between the pitcher and catcher. Shortstop Sherman Johnson going to join the discussion. Duff doubled in the second. That was a leadoff double and left stranded there. Hit by a pitch in the fourth to lead off that frame, was left stranded at third base. He singled home a run in the fifth. Stole second, got left stranded there. Try not to strand runners here. First pitch, breaking ball, misses down for ball one. In for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Right now, a strikeout could be Goldman's best friend. A 1-2. Misses low and inside. Try to get him to swing at a pitcher's pitch there. Terry at third, Gonzalez at second. Noanek at first. Bags full of Eagles trying to add to a 2-run advantage in the top of the 7th. On the ground of the third baseman. McLeod picks it up, goes to the catcher for one. They say he's out at the plate. Nice stretch by Dayton LaChance to come up with the catch and keep his foot on the home plate, the fielder's choice. Off the bat of Duff, retires Terry 5-2, but moves Gonzalez over to third base. Noanek to second. Double play ball would end the inning. Left-handed hitting Luke Ferris at the plate. Lefty-lefty matchup. He hits a shot toward the gap in left center field, and that's going to be down for extra bases. 1 run is scored. 2 runs are going to score. Third run headed for the plate. He will score. It's a 3-run double for Jake Ferris. And 9-4 is our score in favor of the Eagles. Ferris RBIs 19, 20, and 21 on the year, off of his fourth double of the year. Clutch base hit in the seventh inning by the 7-hole hitter Jake Ferris. Now here's Paul Samaripa. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Hits this one in the air toward right, not very deep. The first baseman going out, and it's McLean Helton who will make the catch because he made the call early. Spencer Butt let him have it, but that was more likely a ball for the second baseman. Now 2 outs and a runner at second base, and John Kent at the plate. He doubled his last time up and jumps on the first pitch, fouls it off. One ball, one strike on Kent. 1 for 3 with a ground out to second and a strikeout to go with that double. Breaking ball misses down and in. 2-1 to count. Eagles have scored the last 6 runs. Take a 9-4 lead, popped over into the backstop. Pitch misses down. Fill up at 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. With a runner at second base. Payoff pitch is hit on the one hop to the shortstop, Spencer Butt. Flips it over to first base for the 3rd out to retire the side. But the Eagles add 3 more. They do it on 2 base hits. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th with a new score. It is Northeast Texas 9 and McLennan 4. J.J. Rickert returns to the hill, trying to get the final 3 outs and pick up the 22nd win of the year for the Northeast Texas Eagles. Faces 2, 3, and 4 in the Highlander batting order. Spencer Butt gets to lead it off. A scoring change back in the top half of the inning. Well, we thought was a bunt single by Noanek is now being ruled an error, I believe, on the 3rd baseman, Cage McLeod. First pitch, Hacking sends the ball up the middle that the pitcher can't get to, and the second baseman can't pick it up. Does Spencer Butt get credit for an error or a single there? We'll check in just a second with the dugout. But the Highlanders have their leadoff batter aboard. We call it an error on the second baseman. First error of the game on the Eagles. So now here's Marcus Smith. He provided the first 3 runs of the game with a 3-run home run. Takes a pitch low for ball 1. After that 3-run homer, he's flied out to right and grounded out to second. Again, a low slider misses out. 2-0 the count.
Be smart here, you got it.
Marcus, no stranger to the walk. He's got team lead in that category with 33. Takes a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Highlanders down by 5 as they bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Our scheduled last inning in game 1. Pitch is outside. 3-1 the count. Ball 4. Error and a walk has put the first 2 Highlanders aboard here in the bottom half of the 7th. Second walk issued by J.J. Rickard. 5th walk collected by Highlander batters. That's going to bring a discussion out on the mound as Andy Morgan, the head coach, heads out to have a discussion. Sure, a lot of this is a defensive discussion as to what to do with the 4-hole hitter Daniel Harden at the plate. Maybe just a settle down session here. Look, you got a 5-run lead, just get outs. There's an out at any base right now. Ball hit to you, get it to the nearest bag and get an out. Make sure of 1. We'd like to have 2, but make sure of 1. So here's Daniel Harden, 1 for 3 in the game with a single, a fly out, and a ground out. Hitting .333 on the year right now. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. He's collected 43 hits on the year. 19 for extra bases. 1-0 is on the inside corner to knees for a strike. That's a pretty pitch. Get that call. Live there. Taken outside. Harden won't reach after it. 2 balls, 1 strike. McLennan needs a big inning. Fouled into the screen.
Stay on it. Find a way, Daniel. Find a way.
Ball gets by the catcher. Everybody moves up.
Win it, Daniel. Win it. You got it.
Runners are off with the pitch, so they get credit for a stolen base. So the double steal puts 2 in scoring position. Harden looking to add to his 37 RBIs. Takes this one down low, and he's on base on the free pass. So the Highlanders have loaded him up here in the 7th on freebies. 2 walks and an error. 6 walks collected now by Highlander batters. A.J. Goitia at the plate with the bases full. Tying run on deck. Goitia 2 for 3 with a single, a double, and a fly out to right. Makes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Do have a right-hander working in the bullpen for the Eagles. The 1-1 pitch. Slider that hits the outside corner. 1-1.
Come on, 1-9. See it, AJ.
On the outside corner, strike 2. Goitia just won't reach after that. May be forced to do so now.
Work it out.
But at third, Marcus Smith at second, Daniel Harden at first. Pitch bounces in. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Right here.
Highlanders trying to make a 7th inning comeback here. Fouled off. It'll get out of play over the first base dugout.
Way to work it out.
Goitia with his 2 for 3 in this one. Has raised his average 12 points from 325 to 337. 29 hits now in the year, 8 doubles, 6 home runs. Looking to add to 31 RBI. 2-2 pitch. Swung through and missed for strike 3. Goitia goes down fighting. Just the second strikeout collected by Northeast pitching. The first for J.J. Rickard. 1 out. They pass the bat to McLean Helton. Helton has a walk sandwiched between a couple of groundouts, one to the first baseman, one to the shortstop. Jumps on the first pitch, pops it up down the left side. A tough play for the shortstopper, the third baseman to get to, and it's the shortstop, Samaripa, who gets to it for out number 2. Brings up Dayton LaChance, who's 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts. One of those was a line out to left field that was turned into a double play. Highlanders need their top RBI guy to come through here. Tied for the team lead in home runs with 9. Team leader in hits at 51. Team leader in RBIs with 52. First pitch is a slider in the inside corner for a strike. Went after a pitch down, but fouled it off. Highlanders got 4 hits in the first inning and just 3 hits after that. Nothing in 2, the count on LaChance. Fouled off another one. Got that one off the end of the bat. Rickard trying to pick up his 5th save of the year. Slow curveball, misses down. Well, that was right at the border. Borderline pitch goes the way of the batter. Bud at third, Smith at second, Harden at first. Highlanders need a clutch hit. A 1-2. Popped up. Left side. Slicing into foul territory. Unable to catch it. The left fielder not able to get to it. Everybody will return to their respective bases. And the chance will return to the plate with another opportunity. He's put the ball in play every time. Needs to find a gap to help his ball club start the comeback. That's down. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Find a way.
Slider misses.
Good job. Way to work him, D. Find a way.
Once again, revise the scoring back in the top of the inning. 3-2 pitch on its way. That is going to hook foul. Got out in front of it.
Way to get it out.
Officially, they're going to give Noanek a single at the top half of the inning, as opposed to an error in that frame. 2 runs on 1 error in that game, that inning. On the ground, right back to the pitcher. He is able to take it over to first base for the out and retire the Highlanders in the 7th. They get no runs on no hits. There was an error, and they left 3 runners on base. So the Northeast Eagles come away with a 9-4 win over the McLennan Highlanders in the first game of today's doubleheader here at Bosque River Ballpark. Final numbers on the game. For the Northeast Eagles, they get 9 runs on 9 hits. They commit 1 error, and they leave 6 runners on base. For McLennan, they get 4 runs on 7 hits. They commit 3 errors, and they leave 9 runners on base. The winning pitcher will be Mason Wynn. He goes to 5-2 on the year. J.J. Rickard picks up his 5th save of the season. Alex Wallace will suffer the loss. He goes to 7-2 on the year. Took us 2 hours and 20 minutes to play this 7-inning game. Won by Northeast Texas 9-4. So the Eagles record now 22-17 on the year. They're 11-10 in their conference. The McLennan Highlanders season record now 24-12. 12-6 in conference play. Game 2 of this doubleheader will come your way at approximately 4 o'clock, somewhere a little before 4, maybe 3:55, 4 o'clock, but that's when we'll start game 2 here at Bosque River Ballpark. But I'm Lark Smith reminding you the final in game 1 is Northeast Texas 9,